Okay, hello you guys. This is Danielle Forever Bad. First of all, I just want to say thank you for viewing my channel and make sure to subscribe and like if this tutorial was helpful to you. But today I'm going to show you how to design a flyer with Photoshop CS5. As you can see on your screen here, this is a flyer that I did a couple of months back. Um, I'm going to show you how to do something that is somewhat similar to this. It's going to be, something new. I'm going to design something from scratch, but it's going to be similar to this. So I am going to teach you how to do a flyer that is just like this. I could teach you something basic, but I wanted to show you something a little bit more advanced. So if you have the time, get out your pen and paper and make sure you watch closely because I'm going to give you some really, really, really big important tips, okay? Now the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to start off by going to Google. Excuse me, I have my Facebook open. But we're going to go to google.com and we need to get the pictures, colors, all the type of stuff that we're going to use for this flyer. I guess I'm going to go with a colorful theme since that's what the flyer is. So, well, basically, I just type, what I want my background to look like. If I want colorful, if I want dots, if I want swirls, that's what I type. So, most of the time I just type colorful. Go over to images. And I just pretty much just scroll down until I see something that really pops out at me. And then you can do the same thing or you can, use what I'm using. It's really up to you. But I'm pretty much just going to randomly pick one, and I guess I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah, this one is gonna have to work. So I pretty much already created a folder for the Photoshop. So I'm gonna save image, and I'm gonna save it in the folder that I labeled as Photoshop. Okay, now we're pretty much just gonna start off with that. Now the size, you're going to go to File. This is how, you pretty much start with your size of the flyer. And if I get this wrong, you gotta excuse me. I sometimes do get it wrong. I get my measurements wrong. But you have to make sure over here that it's pixels. So it can be like the size, the right size. I think it would be about 500 to 700. I think so. I'm not sure, but let's see. Yes, perfect. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I know I saved the image, but instead I'm just going to copy it and paste it. So everybody knows how to copy and paste. Right click and copy image. Then I'm going to go back to Photoshop and I'm going to paste. Okay, and now that you've pasted, you're going to go over here to all the way to your left, and you're going to click the very top button. This is the move tool, and this is how you're going to move things that you paste. So you click there, and just move it up to where you want, and I'm going to move it all the way to the top. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to go over here all the way to the right. This is your layer section, and then I'm going to click background, so we can change the background color from white, and we're going to change it to black. And down here at the bottom, this is the changing colors. This is how you set the colors. So I'm going to scroll over here, change it to black, press OK. Then I'm just going to, tap that just like that. Then it's going to be black. Now this is how I blend this image with the background. I go over here to the brush tool, and then you just click it. And I believe it's on 70. Let's see if that's big enough. Oh, this is not the right one. We're going to scroll down to, this is the one that I use to blend, and it's the Airbrush Dual Brush Soft Brown 45. This is the last one. And I'm going to actually make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to turn it up to probably, yeah, about 80, 83. And just going to slightly run it across. You have to click layer right here, just so they know what you are blending. So you have to click the layer that you're going to be running this brush across. And then once you click that, you just run it across slightly, just like this. And then it's just going to, blend and dissolve into the background pretty much. You know, you want to try and do it a little bit straight. It doesn't have to be completely neat, but you don't want it to look like off. So I try to make it a little bit straight. Okay, now that is pretty much how I get the background that I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Google. You know, I think it'll be easier to just copy and paste images instead. So now I want to get like a border because as you can see, it's like a little border right here on the sides. I like to add borders. So we're going to go back to Google and type colorful and see if we can find us a nice little border to put on the side. When it comes to borders, it doesn't really matter which one you really use. It's whichever one that you like the most. So I think I'm just going to go with probably something simple. I'm going to go with this. You know, right click, copy image. We're going to go back to Photoshop. Okay, now we need to be on layer 1. This is because whatever we want to put on top of what we just did, we have to be on the layer. So that'll be layer 1. So we're going to paste what we just did. And that was not it. So let's backspace. We need to copy this again. Copy image. Then we're going to paste. Now, it may look a little bit big, so I'm going to show you exactly how to resize stuff. You're going to press the control button, hold down the control, and then press T. And then once you press that, this box will show up just like this, so you can move and maneuver it the way you want to. So we're going to make it really small. Maneuver it just like this. You know, and this is how I usually make all my borders. So now that we've got it the small size that we wanted, we're just going to place it on the side just like this. And then you're going to click this button up here at the top button to apply it. And you're just going to press apply. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to duplicate this layer. What I'm going to show you, all you have to do is click the layer 2 button where you just put your border. You're going to right click it. And then you're going to go down to duplicate layer, and that pretty much means you're just going to copy the layer, and it's going to give you a duplicate. So now that we've done that, we're going to bring that over and put that over here, just like that. And just that easy, you have borders. Now what I like to do to make the border stand out a little bit, I like to add like another border on top of it, like a thick black border. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click it, and then we're going to go down to blending options. And then we're going to click stroke. It's the last one right here. We're going to click stroke. And then, just click the button right here so we can change the settings to it. And the stroke size is about 3. We're going to raise it up to, I'm going to say, about 9. And just like that, it has a nice little border around it. We're going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to go to blending options. We're going to go down to stroke. Click right here. And then we're going to move it up to 9, just like the other one. Then just click OK. And then we have the borders for the second one. Okay, now usually when I do flyers, I like to put a model in the middle. So, but confirming that we don't have a model on this flyer, we're just going to use a regular picture. It doesn't matter of whoever. So I'm going to just Google a picture. Let's say Nicki Minaj. I can't really think of anybody else, so I just thought of somebody off the top of my head. So we're going to go to images, and we're going to find a picture of Nicki Minaj, and I think we're just going to use this one since she's colorful in this one. It'll go with the flyer. So we're going to copy the image. We're going to go right back over here to Photoshop. Now, mind you what I say. When I tell you, you want everything that you add to your flyers to be on top of what you just added. So we're going to click the first one, layer 2. So whatever we put will be on top of that. So now we're going to paste, hold down control and press V, and that will be an easy paste. I'm sorry, sometimes my things does not copy right. So let's try that again. Control V, and that'll be a paste. Now we're going to move Nicki Minaj up. We're going to move her up a little bit. Okay, now with how this flyer is designed, we have 2 pictures in the background. So that's what we are going to do. We're going to add 2 pictures to the background just like this, but we're going to make them twist and turn a little bit so they look different. So with this, we're going to want it in the back of that picture. So if we want it in the back, we're going to go beneath that so it can be behind it. So now we're going to Control V and paste just like that. Move it right here. We're going to do what we want to do with that after that. And then once again, we're going to Control V again, and that'll be a paste, and it'll be right over there. Now we're going to end up resizing this because this is obviously a little bit big, so we'll probably resize it a little bit. Okay, now first we're going to go over to, well, since we're already on this one, we're just going to press Control T, and that is how you move and maneuver stuff. So hold down Control and press T. And now that you've done that, you're going to move it over slightly to the right, just like that. Okay, and you're going to press the top button to press apply. Then we're going to do the same thing over here. Control T, not this one, I'm sorry. This one right here, layer 4, we're going to press Control T, and we're going to move it over just like this. We're going to move it and make it look a little bit even. Now that we have it like that, I want to resize it a little bit because it is a little bit big and we don't want it to be outstretching. So we're just going to press Control T again. And this is just pretty much how you just move, maneuver, make things smaller, all that type of stuff. So we're just making Nikki, her background a little bit tinier. Okay, I'm going to press apply. We're going to do the same thing with the other one. Control T. And just maneuver it just a little bit. Make it a little bit even with the other one. Alright, and press apply. And now they look pretty even, just like this one. Okay, now we're going to add a border around these pictures, and to make it look, to make it pop out, add some colorful borders. So we're going to start off with the first one, and then we're going to go to blending options. Then we're going to go down to stroke, just like how we did with the borders. And it's going to turn black, and then we're going to change the color to, let's just say we're going to go with a green with this one. A nice little light green. I'm going to press OK. We're going to go down to the next one. Same thing. Blending options. We're going to click stroke. And then I guess we'll go with a nice little red on this one. Then we're going to click right here. Blending options. And I guess we're going to do a nice little blue perhaps. There we go. And this is how your flyer is looking so far. It's looking pretty nice. Now, the biggest things now is to add, your text and what you're hosting, all that type of stuff. You know what goes on flyers. So we're going to look over here. And up here, we have the date. It's going to be Thursday, January 12th. So I'm pretty much just going to copy that and, because this is not a real flyer. It's just an example flyer. So Thursday, January 12th. We're going to go down to this button right here. It has a T. This is the text tool. So we're just going to click that and going to bring our little marquee just like this and bring it across just right there. It doesn't really matter where you put it at, but because you're going to be able to move it anyways. So we're just going to put it right there. And we're going to type Thursday. The color is black, so you know where to change it. It's over here all the way at the bottom. You're going to double click that. And I think we're going to go with maybe a red. Okay, now my favorite text tool to use for like bold text will be Franklin Gothic Heavy. So that's the one that I'm going to use. And so we're going to have to make it a little bit tinier so it can fit on top of her picture. So we're going to make it about, maybe about, a little bit tinier than that. We're going to make it an 8.